Hello everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I have the pleasure today to interview Vivian Stauffer. Who is Vivian? Well, let me tell you, he has 20 years at the Swatch Group. He has been in Hamilton maybe from the 2007, something like that. Now he has a great career in Hamilton, and he's the right man to, in 2020, the pilot. He's been the pilot of Hamilton, if I can say that. He's also a very enthusiastic airplane pilot. So we have a watch enthusiast and a pilot. So what a combination, Vivian. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Memo. Thank you for the introduction. So your pronunciation was perfect, and your English is much better than my Spanish anyway. So it's a pleasure to be with you today.
Tell everybody, Hamilton is a brand really recognized in Mexico. You're doing a lot of efforts to push the brand in Mexico. How was the challenge to take Hamilton?
The product that we are putting this year on the market have been already in the pipeline before I took over the responsibility of CEO, because we cannot develop a product in 6 months. So it has not been such a challenge, because the chance I have, as you said in your introduction, I'm working for Hamilton since 2007, so almost 15 years. We have all been part driving the plane, if you want. So now I'm just now taking the left seat, but I was maybe potentially already in the cockpit in the past. The challenge was more into the market, to be able to communicate, to be able to get the information, to share the idea on the way of thinking, on the way of the development of the company for the future. So it was mainly the challenge with this pandemic situation, but other than that was quite a smooth transition.
It's great to have you. You know, of course, of conversion tables, flight times and all that, and you have a very nice watch now with the converter. So it seems like it's a very good match, flying and timepieces.
Yes, I would say that whenever we talk about pilot watches, as you said before, I'm also flying, so it's one of my passion, it's one of my hobbies. So I've been always involved, and they ask me what I consider, what I think. So the converter, but it's a lot you are talking about the converter, because I'm wearing it today. So the converter is an interesting product, because you have this conversion, a logarithmic scale on the bezel, and with this watch you can make all these conversions. So that's something I'm actually using quite often, and they are everything in meter, and in my plane I have everything in feet. So they're always asking me, I go to 500 meters, and I never remember how many feet it makes, and I cannot control in the cockpit, in the instrument. So that's something I'm quite using, so it's really useful. Smart Flyer is a new project. It's a small startup here in Switzerland, working with a new project, which is a combination of a combustion engine plane and an electrical engine. And we believe into this project. The world of aviation is changing. It's moving very fast. We can see a big evolution already in the car industry. When you talk about flying, then you have other risks, other restrictions, other difficulties that you have to face, and especially the wide range that you can fly. And with electric plane, only electric plane is quite challenging, because the battery are really heavy, and the distance you can fly is pretty short. So we believe into this new project where you can switch from one engine to the other, and to make it good. What we will be able to use in our product, it's a little bit too early to talk about, because we don't know. The plane is still not constructed. The production of the plane will be launched this year. So they made already a lot of tests. They got award, and they got the authorization from the Swiss authorities to start building the aircraft. So we know that now we're going to be able, hopefully, to get something from the construction in terms of material or techniques, or something that we will be able to integrate into our watches, because that's exactly what we want to do. We hope for 2022 to be able to have something for a new product coming from this project.
Of course, we're very excited to see this, and of course, a Hamilton product with some kind of a spirit of this. If you already have the flying spirit, maybe you have the new era of flying with this electric plane. Let me go to another place of watchmaking within Hamilton, and you're using silicon and Nivachrome. And what is the future of these silicon and Nivachrome that are anti-magnetic, anti-shock, and etc. inside Hamilton watches? What's the future for that inside the Hamilton pieces?
Now we are using the Nivacron, which is this new material or new alliage that has been developed by the Swatch Group with other companies outside of the group. So we are implementing it in all our 3 hands caliber. So it's something that is today implemented in our 3 hands calibers. In all the novelties are having this Nivacron, and we are also doing a running change on the existing collection. You were mentioning the silicone balance spring. The silicone balance spring, we have decided to use it only for our aviation chronograph collection. For us, it's the high end, it's the Admiral, I would say, collection in our khaki families. And that's why, so we put it only for the world of aviation, where also you have more magnetic field, you have different things in the cockpit. So we want to be sure that there is nothing that can disturb the functioning of the watches. And yes, you were talking as well about the PSR. So the PSR has been a huge success last year. Very interesting to celebrate this 50th anniversary of the first digital watch. And that shows once again that whenever you have a story behind the product, it makes the whole difference. In our price segment, in the watch industry, you need to have a story behind the product, and that's what we try every day to do, is to put a story behind the product.
Are you thinking about another limited edition?
We don't believe on just doing the limited edition. Yes, when you do a limited edition, it creates a lot of demand, but frustration as well of people who cannot, or maybe they are not following, but they also want something special. We have some project in the future. We are thinking of the coming generation of the PSR, because we believe into this new technology now. We believe into this family, and we don't want to close it. So we have to write a new story with this PSR.
Let me go to the mechanical part. We just discovered the Intramatic. How do you plan this watch, and what's the future for this Intramatic? Because it's a really strong product for this year, I believe.
On top of the mesh, the bracelet, the Panda dial, there is also the glass box that we have put on this product that is exactly the vintage look as well. So that's the idea of this product. We are almost the only brand out there in this price segment, at least, to have a hand-winding movement. As an information, people were complaining when we increased the power reserve of our hand-winding movement, because they didn't have to wind it every day. So that's also something which is interesting and inspiring us. And we have been able to work on this movement and to launch it for this year. We said, okay, let's check. The product would be the chronograph A or B that we launched in 1968. So we said, okay, we have to take this as the iconic product of Hamilton to put this new caliber. So that's why we come with this Panda face, glass box, 5mm of glass box, mesh bracelet. So that's really inspiring us from the past, but with a modern touch as well, with the new technology to make it more in line with our today Intramatic collection.
80-hour power reserve, and in other movements, 60-hour power reserve. Seems that the movements are getting better and better in Hamilton.
For the 3 hands automatic, we have 80-hour power reserve, and we always have 60 in our chronograph. So the 60-hour power reserve in chronograph is happening since a few years already. So we took the Valjoux, which is a well-known movement in the watch industry, the 7750 and 7753. So we worked on that with ETA a few years ago to increase the power reserve from 40 to 60.
Well, let me talk a little bit about a product that is just causing it's very loud in the digital world. The new Ventura 80 skeleton. This Ventura is just filling the minds of people about this watch. And how do you see this collection in black and in gold? Is there any future on this?
The development of the watch started about, I would say, 18 months ago. Normally, that's what it takes when we have new ideas in terms of design. And I can imagine that in Mexico, it's a big noise around this product, because Ventura is amazingly working well in Mexico. I think it's the icon of the brand. It's the triangular watch. But it's not only the triangular watch. I mean, it was the first electrical watch launched in 1957. It was the watch of Elvis. Everyone know it as the watch of Elvis that he was wearing, especially in the movie Blue Hawaii in 1961. It's also the watch of Men in Black. So we have to do something 60 years later. So we took the Ventura, the Elvis case, and we took this pulse, this electric pulse that you had on the initial piece from 1957, and we tried to we played around as a design element, and which give a very strong, with strong character new Ventura. You say it's a black PVD case or the gold case with just this pulse that is highlighted on the dial, and that make very strong, very eye-catchy product. And next year is our 130th anniversary. So of course we will have something in the world of around Ventura. We have to do something around Ventura for our 130th anniversary.
For 130th anniversary, will you choose one watch for each collection, or you will have just one watch to celebrate the 130th anniversary?
That's the big fight we are having here every single day. We have so many things in the drawer that we are not ready to kill anything. We are not ready to, it's difficult to judge and to decide, but we have so much in our hands that it's difficult sometimes to decide. So we will not do only one. It would be not enough for Hamilton. We want to explore in different, even this year, new material with the bronze, you have new caliber with a chronograph hand winding, new design with the Ventura. For the 130s, we have to come with more than that.
That will be the whole year of celebration, or you have a set period of time?
It will be from January 1st to December 31st, sir.
Okay. I have to ask, we are looking at having some product with a caliber that hasn't been in Hamilton for the 130th anniversary pieces?
We are working on few of them. Not only one, potentially not only one. We don't know. It's still sometimes it's difficult to know, but we are working. Yes, we are always working with new calibers as well. I mean, we launched in the last 7 years, we launched 15 new calibers. So it's really something that it's something we like. We have to.
Do you have any way of having materials, eco-friendly materials or eco-friendly boxes, or what are you thinking about in this way of eco-friendly products?
Yes, it's also a big discussion that we have here, but we take it as a global approach. So we are already in a building, for example, that is totally 100% eco-friendly or sustainable. We are working on new packaging as well, sustainable. We have to think of it and to go to the next step, and that's what we are doing here, but as a whole concept. So I think for next year we're gonna have the whole concept ready.
Perfect. Last question. We need Vivian in Mexico to support the brand, to talk to the collectors. When are you when are you planning to come to Mexico?
As soon as we can start flying again, and that we can travel around the world. So we still don't know. But I didn't travel since more than 1 year now. Stuck in Switzerland, so we hope to be able soon to travel again, and Mexico is definitely a country where I will pass by as soon as I can.
Thank you very much, Vivian. Thank you for having this time for all the audience of Watches World.
With pleasure. Thank you, Memo, for taking the time.
And thank you for Jessica is the director of Hamilton brand in Mexico. Thank you, Jessica.